far as the numbers that he put up. That was off the chart.
It was pretty impressive, you know. 3 sacks, batted ball, you know. It was highly productive fourth quarter for him. So, and that's what you look for out of these guys that, you know, maybe you're kind of, you know, you're looking at it on the back end of the roster and being productive and finding a way to get a roster spot. So that was good to see. All right, thanks.
What's up, y'all? We good?
Start with the game. Just how good did it feel being able to get after the quarterback and force a fumble?
It was nice getting back out there, making a big play, especially early in the game, and then just helping us go, you know, score. So you know, we talk about that a lot. You know, taking advantage of our situation. We got to force fumble turnover, then we go score on it. So it's, you know, it's a big deal. But it felt good to be back out there playing.
How have you seen your confidence just kind of grow throughout day one to now? Just kind of where you feel like you're at.
I feel good. I feel good where I'm at. You know, like I've been saying, I feel like my confidence has just been rising. You know, Coach Grantham just keeps coaching me, help guiding me. You know, I don't feel like super restricted. So just having that freedom is gonna just create confidence.
Yeah, so anytime there's a lot of turnover on a position group, like defensive line where, you know, Shai and David and Marcus are all gone.
Right.
It's just, there's a little bit of uncertainty coming in, and it gets kind of resolved maybe over the course of camp. And how are you feeling after these 2 preseason games and all the practices about where the position group is going?
I think we're in a good spot. I think we're in a good place. I think we're working on depth, I think is the biggest thing. And we have guys with experience backing up guys with experience, right? So, you know, we got Bink or Roach, whoever's on the inside. We got Cam over there. So we've got a lot of guys that have a lot of experience, and then just building that depth and that having that production through depth, I think is what we're working towards right now.
When you've had opportunities, you know, in these preseason games, like on 4th and short against Kansas City, and you know, I remember you had that stun against Kansas City where you spun and went inside and delivered a big hit.
Yeah.
It's like things are. You guys feel like.
Yeah, I feel like we're clicking. I feel like we're making plays. Just being consistent in the run game has been a big point of emphasis through this offseason. Just because, you know, we let up a little bit more running yards last year than we had in previous years. So it's an emphasis this year, and then just going out there and being able to put them in situations where you go rush the passer is ideal. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Pete, what's kind of been your observation on the new interior guys you guys have had? What has that added to your D-line?
I think they're disruptive. I think we got good athletes on the interior. It's not just a bunch of mass. It's you know, we got guys that can move around, can stunt, can work their hands in the pass rush, work their hips, work their feet. So I think it's a new dynamic. Just having guys that can push the pocket, and you can work more speed on the outside, right? So just having that ability, I think, just makes everybody's jobs easier.
Yeah,
especially on the edge.
I was going to ask about that connection.
Yeah.
Where if they're getting that interior push, it's got to help you guys.
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes you don't get that inside move falling in. Every once in a while, that, you know, Cam kills him on with that push by, but just us coming out here and working together and getting a feel for each other, how each other rushes, I think is big, and that's kind of been the focus. So when we get to game time, just feels natural.
We've heard before the focus on impact fumbles when getting to the quarterback. Is that been a continued focus for y'all this offseason?
Yeah, we get a lot of points for punching the ball out. So if y'all see guys going in the training room with, you know, messed up ribs or little forearm bumps or whatever throughout training camp, that's probably why guys punching at the ball and stuff. So that's been a big emphasis this entire offseason.
And y'all are keeping track of points.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Were you giving Brzee grief for not scooping and scoring?
Oh man, that would have been a big highlight, huh? Yeah. So you know, you saw Tana with his head down. I didn't even know what happened at that point, but we got to the sideline, saw the film. You know, you got a few more years, figure it out. But yeah, he'll be all right.
How does having confidence in a secondary, the way that this defensive line has confidence, how does that impact what you're doing?
Don't stop rushing. You know, usually you just want them to give you a step, but the way that they've been playing, and the way that they're capable of playing, I mean, I think I'm comfortable with saying that they're going to give us 2 steps. So just being able to go out there and just continue rushing, you don't hit on your first move, come back with a counter, you know what I mean? So I think it gives you more confidence to rush harder on the interior on the D-line. So
Kind of keep the motor running.
oh yeah, for sure. Good. All right, y'all.
Hey, we're gonna have Trevor at this podium.
Wait. He's the youngin. All right, John, lead off.
DA was talking about just being able to come back from a play, maybe it wasn't where you were. What was kind of your overall assessment of where you felt you were at Sunday?
I mean, it was good. There's definitely stuff I can learn from. I mean, that's every game. There's stuff you do well, stuff you go back and watch, and you're kind of like, hey, I need to clean this up. And a lot of technical, fundamental stuff for sure I could clean up. So, every game you're trying to look for those. So.
How do you feel physically? Like they heaped a workload on you, it feels like, the last couple of weeks. Has that gotten you to where you want to be now? Or?
I mean, it's definitely good. It's good. I mean, DA's got a plan for all of us, really, to get us ready to go for the season. So I'm definitely a little winded after, probably, flying to California and back and all the reps we had. But, it's gonna pay off in the long run and get us ready for the season.
Do you feel physically, as far as like strength in the legs and everything like that,
compared to where I was?
What you want, what you would be?
I'd say, I'm definitely as strong as I've ever really been.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so now that you're getting all the game reps, that you're getting what is number 1 or 2 on the list of things you want to hone in on or refine or like
what are things I want to get better at? You're saying? Definitely my hands and pass pro, and just kind of using them to my advantage and using my length and keeping guys away from me and getting my feet set in pass pro, and then just really all the fundamental stuff I can always get better at. So just keep working those.
What's like when you're doing that with your hands or whatever? Like, what's the biggest area of that? Like, is it speed? Is it like power? Like, where is it? Like, you need to fix that up.
Definitely power right now. I'm trying to work on power rushers. Really, kind of what we're being taught is kind of take away the inside moves and power rush, and then making them come to you, and then if you take away their power, they're gonna have to go around you. So not giving them like a 3-way go, and just making them having you to like go around.
And I know last year was like not all reps in your learning, but how beneficial is it to like go on the field, do something, see what you're doing right, see what you're doing wrong, and then actually being able to like rep it the next day? And
it's definitely good to come out here every day and kind of put yourself to a practice and kind of evaluating yourself every day in the film room and making little corrections of what I can do better, what I did good, little things like that, and come back the next day and really work on it.
Where do you feel like you're at, like self-evaluation wise?
Good. There's definitely some spots I can clean up to be even better. So.
How beneficial has it been playing next to James?
Good. He's a great guy to play next to. He's a smart guy. He knows what's going on almost before it even happens. So it's nice to have him out there, and he's almost kind of like an on-field coach at some points because he knows all. He's a very smart guy.
What were your impressions of Khalil Mack and Bosa? Those are 2 of the elite guys in the league.
Yeah, it's definitely good to go against 2 guys like that for sure, to kind of see who some of the guys are in the league. So going against them was huge, and kind of you're getting the best of the best. So it's good to kind of see where you're at and what you need to do to improve and go against those guys.
Was there any particular learning lessons to take from that? That's veteran guys.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of every guy you go against. You kind of learn stuff about yourself and about them. So. There's some things for sure.
What was your self-review of that? We asked you how you felt you did in the game, but how did you feel like you did in those LA practices?
I thought it was pretty good. The first day was a little shaky for sure. Second day, I feel like I came out there and did a little bit better and improved on what I did bad the first day and kind of really focused in on that and tried to correct it. And then, yeah.
The running play in the Sunday game, everybody saw that the guy ended up hitting the back for the loss. What in particular on that should you have done better, if anything?
Yeah, I was my fundamentals were probably sloppy. My feet were too slow, and I was overshooting it almost too much, and he made the inside move. I just had to be a little bit more tighter footwork and drive through the guy and not go around.
So like when you said earlier about letting come to you sometimes, is that something different?
That's a little different, but more just be aggressive on an angle and work towards him, not around him almost.
Anything else? Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you, Trevor. Appreciate it.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Well, what's your review? I mean, when you went back and watched the whole game, we obviously saw the highlights. Do you feel like game 1 to game 2, you made a big leap?
Yeah, just making most of my opportunities every time I get a chance to go out on the field. In my position, I'm coming in undrafted, so opportunities don't come as a lot most of the guys. So it's just going out and performing every time I get a chance to.
Notice taking some special teams reps. Just how's that been for you? Did you do much of that in college? It's kind of like relatively new for you.
No, I play a little bit of special teams in college. It's just special teams. We're going to get guys on the roster, so whatever it's going to take to get me on the roster, I'll do whatever. Special teams is a big step, so I like special teams.
What's been the biggest leap for you from July 20 whatever to 1 month of camp and 2 preseason games?
Actually knowing what I'm supposed to do, staying in the playbook, because knowledge is power. If you can already know what you're doing, just go out and play fast instead of trying to play and think at the same time. So just me getting a full understanding of the playbook, being more comfortable with that, I could play at fast speed.
Where have you mostly installed? Which receiver position?
In the slot mainly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is that your history too, or?
Nah. Well, my senior year of college, I played both inside and outside, but I was primarily an outside receiver. So I'm kind of familiar with the slot, but I feel like I'm catching on real.
Probably like the matchups.
Yeah.
Do you think you had a touchdown?
I did.
Yeah, I mean that was did you know Jameis was going to come to you? Or,
He told me. He said just run. I said all right. So I came out the break and I looked. The ball was in the air, and like before I ran out, I was like, "There's 4 guys right here." And I looked. I said, "Oh man!" So I tried to just go make a play, but I just couldn't come down with it. I'm gonna get some of those this season though, hopefully.
So what was your evaluation on Sunday night as far as like that's concerned, as far as making competitive catches, making a big play?
Well, me being a big play receiver, that's kind of been my trademark since I was in high school. So I'm just trying to build off of that and just keep improving each and every day, make more plays as I'm here.
When you say trademark, I mean, do you mean like those weird catches in traffic, or securing the ball, getting hit when you right as you catch it?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Just when the ball comes my way, just go make a play on it. And if it happens to be in traffic or me taking a hit while making the catch, then that's what it is.
It does seem like there's already been in the first 2 games some catches where you've had to make some interesting adjustments, with the ball in the air based on the people around you. And in the first game, I think on the 2-minute drive, you really hit hard when you caught it. Do you remember that one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is that something like? Is that just kind of happening organically, naturally, without thinking about it, or are you?
Just when the ball comes my way, my thought process is, like I said, not many opportunities going to come, so just make the most of it. And ball comes away, you're supposed to make a play on it. So that's all I'm doing right now.
How important is this game this weekend to you?
Say that one more time.
How important is this game this weekend?
Every game is important. It's just me. Like, it's another day of evaluation, just going out, putting good stuff on film, go out making plays, and try to earn my spot on this team.
How much pride do you take this, coming from an HBCU, trying to make this roster?
It's a lot because, there's a lot of dogs in the HBCU football land, so we get overlooked because of the competition level we play. So just me, like my school, South Carolina State, we put a lot of guys in the league, but they're mainly defensive guys. So it's just me coming in as an offensive guy, trying to make a stand for us on that side of the ball.
What are all the sports you played? Was it only football? You played other sports growing up?
Yeah, I ran track and played basketball. I played a little bit of basketball in college too.
Yeah, right. What position?
In basketball?
Yeah.
3 through 5.
3 through 5.
Is it?
What do you think you were best at?
Basketball, but I'm here.
No, I mean, it is a position 3 through 5. Which one are you? You the better wing, or are you a better center? Or what?
It didn't matter. I'm versatile.
It didn't matter. You could shoot. You had range.
All that.
Range. And then, but then in track, what did you run?
4x1. I was the anchor.
You were the anchor on the 4x100.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And did you have like from all the film you've watched after your games, do you have a favorite catch? Do you have any favorite catches that you made and you recall?
No, I don't have any favorite catches. All of them are my favorite.
What was your fastest? One or two more guys? 100.
My fastest time was a 10.57. That's not too fast, but in high school.
That's pretty good. Shakir was 10.65, so
Oh yeah.
Shaq, where are you at? Excuse me, this was already asked. Where are you at from a mental standpoint as far as knowing the offense and the concepts, alignment, assignment, and where are you at? You feeling more and more comfortable, or compared to when you first got here?
Oh yeah, I'm way more comfortable when I first got here. Like when I first got here, it was just like a whole bunch of stuff just thrown at me. I'm trying to study, and then I took time to like actually break each position down, highlight, take notes, and like write down certain concepts like from outside in. So that's kind of helped me progress and learn the positions.
Thank you. Thanks, Shaq.
No problem. Thank you.
How do you think your evaluation of how y'all did last week, not just the game, but the
last week? Oh yeah, I think it was just a good opportunity to go up against a good team that has some good receivers. So we're really challenging ourselves each and every day, and I feel like we matched up well.
We kind of think of you as a veteran already now that we've seen you for 3 years and a lot of experience. But are there things you're doing better this year that you feel like you've really grown heading into this season?
I'm very comfortable with the defense. Obviously, being my third year, I should be the ins and outs in the defense. So I think now it's just trying to fine-tune my technique and trying to be as precise as possible and have coverage intensity and make sure that, on every given play I'm giving, 100% to try to make sure my guy doesn't catch the ball.
Also, how long did it take you to kind of get back to where you felt like 100% after that training camp injury last year? Like when at what point in the season do you actually feel like yourself?
Maybe towards the end of the season, but I've said before, I'm just kind of focused on this season.
Yeah.
And trying to put my best foot forward and trying to make a mark.
So what was the main focus for you then after last year to focus on this season?
Just trying to get healthy, number one. So that was the first step during the off season. After that, just kind of looking at every part of my game. My rookie year, I was able to make some plays on the ball. Last year, I wasn't able to, so that was kind of a big focus. That's kind of been a big focus for our defense, trying to take the ball away. So we've had some good ball production these first 2 games, so hopefully we'll keep that going throughout the duration of the season.
How do you think the emphasis on more takeaways has helped y'all take the ball away these first 2 games?
Yeah, I think everything when you point your intention in a certain direction, make sure you're really trying to, point your attention that way. Good things happen. So I think that's really what's happened throughout camp and then throughout the first couple games.
Also, now that there's a couple of these preseason games under everybody's belt, we know that they've been using the goggles or the blinders with the DB group. How has that impacted your play on the field?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a direct impact or not, but definitely when you have the goggles on, it restricts your vision. So when you take them off, you hope that you'd be able to see more and play better. So.
Obviously, a lot of penalties in that game the other day. Has that been kind of an emphasis in meetings the last couple days?
Yeah, I mean, you never want to be a highly penalized team. That's not a good trait to have. So, there's some penalties that you just kind of have to live with, and then there's some that we definitely want to take away. So, trying to find those that are just maybe careless or due to a lack of technique and minimize those.
Is that something just throughout camp you kind of have to find that line where it's like, yeah, this is what the refs are going to call, this is what sometimes you might be able to get away with?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I don't try to worry too much about the ref. I just try to play safe and sound, play a sound technique, and then obviously throughout the duration of the game, you'll find out what's being called. But as long as you're just playing your technique and trying to play it fair, you should be okay.
Also, you seen a big difference in Marshawn Lattimore from last year's camp to now, just as far as his focus? And so he's like a number one locked in.
No, I wouldn't agree with that. I'd say he's always been locked in. Ever since I've gotten here, he's been the most locked in corner that I've seen, and he's helped me, tremendously in my development. So I'd say he's been locked in.
Also, Coach Allen earlier said he called some of the penalties the cost of doing business. Is that kind of the mindset of your all's secondary room? I know you all get a few defensive holding calls. But it's kind of your all's mentality, right? To be physical and you're going to push the envelope on that. Is that you live with those as a DB?
I mean, yeah, you never want to get any penalties, right? Penalties cost the team. So anytime you have a penalty called on myself or any one of the members of the DB group, we definitely don't want that. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we're playing aggressive and we're not letting guys off the hook. So trying to play as hard as possible, but also playing technically sound, and hopefully you minimize those penalties.
We had just Jack Davis up there before, and I'm just wondering from DB perspective, obviously he's new here.
Yeah.
How would you just describe him to another player?
Yeah, I mean, he's very long rangey, but also has some deceptive, long speed, and he's been able to make some big plays in these first couple games. So definitely a receiver that we think has a lot of good upside, and I've been impressed with him throughout this camp.
Paulson, how do you handle as a secondary, because you got a plaster, when you got a clock in your head, the ball should be coming out, and obviously you want to play well against the run, but a lot of successful runs have come from the quarterback position, looking at the Chiefs and Chargers games. Is that something mainly that more with the D-line and the rush lanes, and as far as containing the quarterback, or how does that work as far as your responsibility maybe, I don't know how, to stop a quarterback from maybe having those big, long rushing plays?
Yeah, I mean, some of that, personally, if I'm down the field in coverage, then that's basically all I'm focused on, trying to make sure that my receiver doesn't catch the ball. If it's a scramble drill or not, I can't really affect the quarterback. I just have to cover the receiver. So it's kind of just my job, and then, we all just focus on what we have to do.
Has anyone asked you about the Pac-12?
No.
Do you ever talk about it with your former teammates and what's going on with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of out the loop, kind of like you guys are, so I don't really know what's going on. Hopefully, Pac-12 survives, but we'll see.
Well, you think you'll still have the big game, Cal and Stanford, whether there's a Pac-12 or not?
I would imagine they did. It's been a long rivalry for many years now, but I mean, in new college football, you never know. Things are getting shifted and kind of turned around everywhere. So,
would it bother you, or is it something you would just understand if Stanford got just completely left out and had to join the Mountain West or something?
I think we'll be all right. We're pretty creative. We'll find a way. We ain't worried about it.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.